But now you know. The family does not know. Yesterday his siblings went to see him, to see the family.
Yep.
They were denied access. If you think the Honorable Kyagulanyi has incited violence, issue him with summons. That's what I've been saying. But for you to say he's inciting violence, that's why we shall raid his home, break things, beat up his wife. You are operating outside the law.
The OP doesn't qualify to lecture me in this house.
Ladies and gentlemen, where did you see any sort of lecture? He took an offense immediately. This man is only saying, Joel Ssenyonyi, it's like, quote me the law. You're saying so-and-so is being held for 10 days. Quote me the law. It's not lecture. He's taking an offense because he knows that even under minimal scrutiny, all whatever verbose he's going to get does not absolve the lawlessness and the impunity of the Museveni criminal regime.
You're watching Mordecai Marissa Live Political Commentary. Please consider subscribing to help grow Uganda's Voices of Struggle ecosystem. Thank you.
I cannot appreciate you enough for using your valuable time to always go on social media, break down things for people.
Yes, Honorable. Allow 1 minute.
Honorable Speaker, I think it's because the modus operandi really is that for any colleague here to be arrested, someone's go through your office. But of course what we saw with the Honorable Mwanga Kivumbi is that his home was raided by the military. Thankfully, and imagine I'm saying thankfully, for him he was not disappeared away. He was taken to police and then court. Never mind that the raid was outside of the law really. The concern about the others is they were taken and you don't know where they are.
Think about that. Both actions were illegal. The raid was illegal after they had killed 10 people. The arrest was illegal, but you have to celebrate, okay, this is not as bad as the other, but both of them are wrong.
The Minister for Information has said that the home of the Honorable Kyagulanyi is suspected to be used as a public disorder hub. Those are the words that he used. And therefore there is access control. I think you should not operate in the dark.
Yep.
If you think that my home has got an issue with public order, accessibility, why do you not bring me on board so that I know what can I do, what can I not do? Because now you know, but the family doesn't know. So when they come, they are banging doors, the wife refuses to open. She's thinking, are these coming in good faith or not? Eventually they break and beat her up. But when you inform the family that now these are the standard operating procedures, no one is supposed to visit you, no one is supposed to bring food for you, then we know, and we also get to see what can we challenge. But now you know. The family does not know. Yesterday his siblings went to see him, to see the family.
Yep.
They were denied access. So can we know, Honorable Minister, it's not enough for you to say we have put in place access controls. To what effect? Because when I know, then tomorrow if I flout what you have laid down, if it is legal, I can be held liable. Finally, Honorable Speaker, again, this talk of there are people inciting violence and that's why the state is operating that way. Incitement of violence is an offense in this country. Why don't you charge them?
Exactly.
If you think the Honorable Kyagulanyi has incited violence, issue him with summons. That's what I've been saying. But for you to say he's inciting violence, that's why we shall raid his home, break things, beat up his wife. You are operating outside the law. Issue him with summons. And very finally, Honorable Speaker.
It's funny. This is the mind of Museveni, and this is how you see the trickle down, the effect of Museveni's actions. Remember, he accused Muhammad Mwanga Kivumbi of terrorism. When they arrested him, that's the charge. So it is pretty much the president of Uganda telling the police, I want you to charge this man for this crime. In situation like that where you have lives senselessly lost at a home of Honorable Member of Parliament, the president is expected to be 1, sensitive, 2, reasonable, and offer respect and condolences to the lives lost. But the better way of communicating to the Ugandan people, you would say, we've launched investigation and I'm going to ask people to launch into investigation. But he already charged and already passed a punishment to Honorable Mwanga Chivumbi. So in simple terms, you could say everything is rigged right or even before. Now, like they accuse Kyagulanyi of ABC. How about you go through right procedures? Bobi Wine is not going to fly away out of Uganda. He's not going to run. He's not going to go into exile. How about you use proper channels to hold him accountable if you truly believe he committed crimes or he broke laws?
You see, abductions, and why we call this abductions, the Minister for Internal Affairs, who was saying that, yes, I went through, even though I'm saying the process was unfair. You see, we blame Idi Amin's regime of having killed people, and yes, they did. But Idi Amin did not kill everybody who was present in the country at the time.
Thank you. Allow me, please, make some more commentary on that. I've had people say, you know, all these members of parliament, and so who say the election was rigged. How come their elections were not rigged? Does really Museveni care as much about parliamentary positions? He doesn't really care as long as he has the majority. So I like the fact that, you know, he's using that analogy that, hey, Idi Amin Dada killed a lot of people, but he didn't kill all Ugandans. That argument, if you use that argument, you would say, if Idi Amin killed so many people, so how about you're still alive? What? Are you stupid or what?
But let me get back to my point. The reason we are calling these abductions is because how can 7 days later, 2 weeks later, families don't know where they are? Honorable Minister, you have said that you are aware that for some of these, they are being processed for court. Tell me, you quote for me a law which says you can hold somebody for 7 days, for 2 weeks. The family doesn't know. Lawyers don't know. But you're saying you're processing them for court. How is that legal? How? You help me understand. Because if you're processing them for court, the family has got to be able to access them. Lawyers should be able to access them. If they're writing statements, they have a right to have legal counsel with them. But you're saying 10 days later, you're processing them for court. We don't know the state in which they are. Family cannot access them. You, with due respect, the Honourable Minister should be ashamed of telling us these things that are outside the law.
He actually took an offense over that one. You're going to listen to how he responds. Chris Baryomunsi, the Minister of Information and ICT.
You should be apologizing the same way you're saying government did not apologize to you and you forgive them. You should be saying, let's...
Honourable Minister for Information.
The ROP doesn't qualify to lecture me in this house.
Ladies and gentlemen, where did you see any sort of lecture? He took an offense immediately. This man is only saying, Joel Ssenyonyi, it's like, quote me the law. You're saying so-and-so is being held for 10 days. Quote me the law. It's not lecture. He's taking an offense because he knows that even under minimal scrutiny, all whatever verbose he's going to get does not absolve the lawlessness and the impunity of the Museveni criminal regime. So how does he, try to deflect? Is by taking an offense. Oh, you don't have a right to lecture me.
You don't. I thought you had Makerere.
Oh, let me tell you about my qualifications. I taught you at Makerere. Tell me, what world are we living in where you raise a very important issue that has nothing to do with your background, only for a man to stand up and be like, hey, you should remember, actually, I told you. This is called gaslighting. Gaslighting 2.0, where I'm saying, hey, shouldn't be keeping Babi Kyagulanyi under house arrest for these many days. The military deployment at her house. The denial of the siblings of Bobi Wine to go and see her. How is that related to the relationship that you had with Joel Ssenyonyi in the past? You being a lecturer and him being a student.
Okay, give order.
Right, Speaker.
Honourable, I haven't allowed you, please. No, I haven't.
That is he doesn't deserve to be in that position. Tayebwa Thomas. Oh my Lord.
You ask when you're seated.
Listen to the arrogance.
No, just first sit. Because you see, when you stand up, you access a microphone, you remain standing, you need to first take your position. Colleagues, we've been moving well. This shouldn't be an exchange just between the two colleagues. Honorable Baryomunsi, please wait. Honorable Baryomunsi, wait. Honorable Minister, wait a bit. Yeah. Now, the problem I'm seeing, honorable colleagues, the problem I'm seeing, it seems we prefer talking to each other on microphones.
He's trying to both side the situation. It is Baryomunsi who is taking an offense. It is a matter of saying, hey, Baryomunsi. Oh, how do they want to be referred to? Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, please do not take an offense. Address the matter is raised. What is he even talking about now?
And in the public. But we are colleagues. We are colleagues. I don't think, Lope, you call General Muhoozi here, and he refuses to pick your call. Or General Muhoozi, you call Lope.
What's that got to do with the debate?
Oh, Honorable Baryomunsi. Because
Baryomunsi.
now what we are doing, we are exchanging before the public or the Prime Minister. You know, I think let us also use other means beyond the cameras and the microphones to help our colleagues, to be honest. And we have resolved very many issues that way. You know? So
I don't get it. It's so sickening. But this gentleman asked a good question.
The clarification I would like to seek from our minister. Our minister, the leader of opposition, raised very important concern about the vice chair of Northern Uganda of NUP. She disappeared. The family is looking for where she is. What we are interested in knowing is, tell us, where is she? Where have you detained her? And what charges was preferred before her? Right now, many people are disappearing. Be straight to the point and tell us where those one who are lost, where they are.
Oh, that's wanting to lecture him. He takes an offense immediately.
That is where we want to go. Thank you.
Well, I thought that point had been addressed by the Minister of Internal Affairs, but okay.
Colleagues, once it clocks 3 p.m., we are going back on the order paper. So, Minister, conclude.
Okay. I think police and security agencies are doing their work. If there are people who are breaching the law, police and other agencies are mandated by law
to abduct,
to take action.
What type of actions? The modus operandi is the question. Look, I have no problem with arresting people. If they are breaking the law, absolutely. But Lina Zedriga was not arrested. She was disappeared after the abduction.
What we have guided security is that if they arrest somebody, he or she should be arrested roughly and taken to gazetted centers and processed in accordance with the law. Now, cases of those you are saying have been abducted, I cannot confirm here that someone has been abducted because there is a law on missing persons. If your dear one goes missing for a number of days, the law requires you to report to police that my person is missing, and then the law commands police now to assist you in search of such a person. But the information I have, that those who are being arrested are being processed for court, and then they are charged and handled accordingly. We do not condone abducting or arresting people and keeping them in areas which are not known. That is not the position of government. But the minister...
Jeez. Must be shameless to serve in Museveni's government. We do not condone the abduction or arresting people and keeping them in non-gazetted areas. Hello, welcome to Museveni's Uganda. After the abduction of Bob Njaji and Nicholas Oyo, two Kenyan activists, all, including yourself, you came and said they were never abducted. They're not in any gazetted detention center. The UPDF had to release a press statement saying, we don't have them. The Uganda Police Force. That Chituma Rusoke guy addressed the media saying, we don't have them. Only for Museveni to be like, why have we been keeping them in a fridge? So, jeez, I don't know. I would resign. That's it. And I think that tells me why I'm not good at being a politician. I cannot be made to look like a clown, defend the indefensible, only because I want money and proximity to power. I can't. So, respect to those folks who are able to do that. There's no way. If the government abducted someone, I'd be killed. That's what I'm thinking. I'll be killed because I'll be like, hey, the president shouldn't be using that language and stuff like that. Anyways, that's it for now. I am still sick, so I want to let you have yourself a wonderful time. Please consider subscribing to this feed. Thank you so much for the prayers and wishes, and I am getting much better. Hello, bye-bye for now. Bye-bye.
Did you enjoy what you just watched?
I'm sure they did.
I'm going to guess that you did. How about you consider subscribing to Mordecai Marissa Live YouTube channel? Thank you.